Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So today we're going over the Tesla move that happened today in the stock price itself, in the stock market, and of course some Tesla news as well. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Leave a comment down below. You guys know what the drill is, but either way, let's just get right into it. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the market has been seeing some pretty rough days. Just quickly going over the indices, or the main ones that I personally care about, I guess. I mean, the Dow is like unrelated, in my opinion, to this. To Tesla, I guess more specifically. It's like almost an inverse, if you will. But anyway, so talking about the SPY first, the SPY came up to Tesla's resistance, which is now resistance, was support a little bit. Actually, it hardly even acted as support. It just blasted right through it underneath it. Anyway, the point is that this like 470, 471 level was resistance for SPY. You can see they touch here, touch here, touch here, touch here, and then ended up breaking through after hours and then opened up here. And then it just went up today, touched it, intraday, and essentially sold right off. So it essentially got denied pretty much almost directly on the line. So that's not ideal. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing either. It's like, it's pretty undecided, I guess is the best way to put it, which would make sense because tomorrow, of course, we are getting the job report data to we'll see how that affects the market. If it passes and it's like it overshoots, that ironically enough could be a bad thing, because that could make inflation fears, I believe, like more substantial, I guess, and that could be bad for the market to sell off even further. But on the other side, if it misses too hard, that just could mean that the economy could be weak, right? So it kind of needs to land it almost like in a sweet spot for the markets to be happy and continue moving upwards. So it's gonna be an interesting day tomorrow with those with that report coming out. So we'll see how that goes. QQQ, of course, also kind of selling off a bit here, but still holding above this 50 fib, which it's done 3 times. This is the 3rd time today, but twice here. So it did it here. I mean, it did it twice technically here on 2 different days. Did it pretty much twice, almost 3 times here, and it pretty much bounced off the same general level of this kind of 379-ish level again today. So overall, the indices are still kind of trying their best to hold up. It's not, over or anything like that by any means yet. Not until the QQQ closes like well below this red line, in my opinion, moving up. But like I said, that's kind of the indices that obviously affects Tesla, which is why I briefly covered it. But moving on to Tesla itself, you can see, so intraday, a very volatile day today. My goodness, it was down like, I think, 5-6% at some point at this 1021 level at some points earlier in the morning. But we did end up closing above this line of about this 1056-ish line, which was the gap fill. So I'm actually pretty okay with this close. I will admit this close is a little speculative, right? It's not necessarily bullish or bearish. In all honesty, I think the market, it just feels like it's on the edge right now, just waiting for that data tomorrow to come out, the job report data. And that's really going to tell us where we're going to be going for the next few days at least. So I think the market's kind of just waiting for that. It just seems anxious and just waiting for that, confirmation, if you will, to the upside or the downside. But again, Tesla is holding up this middle line right here. You can see, which it has essentially played as a support, even sometimes a resistance, of course, as well throughout, for quite a while over here, starting from this, right? It's kind of teetered around. You can see some resistance action here. It's acted as a support a few times over here. And it's pretty much acting as a support here, and it kind of acted as a support here as well, because it did close right above it. But it did close underneath back into this bullish kind of flag that we were in earlier, which is not necessarily the most ideal thing. So it's kind of like ideal, the fact that it closed above this. It's ideal that there's a massive kind of, wick down underneath the candle itself, like a shadow, which in theory is a good thing, because this means that there's an insane amount of demand up in this general area from like 1020 to like roughly 1060-ish, right? A lot of demand in that area, clearly. I mean, this is the very long shadow wick over here underneath the actual candle itself. Ideally, what we want to see is close as close to this 1087 level as possible, because that would have signified a hammer candle, and that would have been insanely bullish, especially considering we also maintained our close above this bull flag, which was resistance now, which was support, is now resistance. That would have been perfect. The fact that we're underneath that is, I would say, one of the few things that are not looking so good. But overall, not that bad. I mean, the MACD here, you can see that it's still making a lower low, which isn't ideal. The volume is still there, so it's, not like the volume is dissipating or anything like that. So again, it just really feels like tomorrow, I think we'll have a better idea as to the direction that we want to go, especially maybe if Elon has that rumored announcement to make sometime tomorrow. That'll be really nice as well. So yeah, I don't know, guys. It's looking kind of weird, undecided. So again, kind of like an arguable hammer candle close here on the day. The wick at the top is a little too long for my liking, in all honesty. Not ideal, but it's pretty close to it as well. So we'll see how this goes tomorrow. Ideally, you want to maintain above this level, to this 1056 level, which was the gap fill, which we did gap fill, by the way. That is a good thing. I'm very happy about that. The gap fill is there. It's done. We filled the gap that created off of this delivery run up, which was around this 1056 level, which is where I had the line, which is what I wanted to maintain. That's like very important. So when we drop below it, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, bought some dips here and there, but the fact that we closed above it, I'm very happy about. So that's kind of the analysis there for Tesla itself, for the actual stock. But let's move on to some news for Tesla very quickly. So you can see here, Gary Black, a very prominent Tesla bull, of course, on Twitter, is very vocal about, how bullish he is about Tesla, with a lot of backed up information. Very reputable and respectable person. So he essentially raised his price target from 1,400, which he had for about half a year, I think, give or take. He updated it somewhere in the middle of last year, I think, somewhere like that. But anyway, today he updated his price target following the delivery numbers that we just received a few days ago to 1,600 from 1,400, which is actually quite bullish, obviously. So that's very nice to see, right? So his price target has been updated alongside many other analysts that have upgraded their price targets as well. And a bunch of other news as well that's also interesting. Tesla's updated Model 3 and Model Y owner's manual hints at ventilated seats. Should only apply to the newer models, of course, of the Model 3s and Ys that are coming off the line, but nonetheless, very cool addition. Anyways, and this is something kind of small that I just kind of saw and spotted that I thought I'd mention. New lever shown under the steering wheel in the updated Model 3 and Y manuals. I mean, this could be somewhat relatable to this one, right? Because, talking about the updated Model 3 and Model Y owner's manual, and this is, of course, from that as well. Showing some kind of new little thing over here. I mean, I have the current Model 3 from, well, not the current, but I have the one from 2020, the Model 3. It does not have anything there whatsoever, so it kind of makes you wonder what this little lever is and what it's going to do and signify, mean, maybe some new additions, some new controls. Who knows what it'll be, but that's something that someone noticed. Could even just be a simple mistake or a visual mistake, if you will. Who knows? We'll see. Pretty exciting stuff though. And the final thing is that I wanted to bring up is the fact that the Model 3 is the #1 car sold in Switzerland for 2021. All vehicles, including ICE. So this is not just like EVs or something like that. This is including ICE vehicles as well, just vehicles sold in Switzerland in general. Now, again, this is, of course, cherry picking a little bit, right? This is just Switzerland. It's not like it's, you can easily just pick this from like an area that the Model 3 did well in and just be like, oh my God, how good it's doing, which it is, but it also is slightly cherry picking in my opinion. But nonetheless, it's still, of course, pretty nice news to hear that the Model 3 is, of course, selling in general all vehicles this well, and even outselling ICE vehicles, which is a good sign for the future, in my opinion, for EVs. But that's about it for this video, guys. There you have it. Let me know what you think about this down below regarding the news, regarding the technical analysis. Let me know what you guys have been doing. Personally, again, I bought a little bit more today, but I'm essentially out of ammo. My whole portfolio is pretty much in Tesla now, my main account and my tax-free account. And now I just kind of ride the wave up, hopefully, fingers crossed, going upwards. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. See you guys for the next update tomorrow. Peace.